Good morning, dear students. Today we discussed about fibrinolytics categories of drugs, fibrinolytics or thrombolytics. That means these categories of drugs are helpful to dissolve the blood clot is fibrinolytics. These are some learning objectives of our today's class. What are the guidelines for the administration of fibrinolytic therapy? And we should know the mechanism of action of thrombolytic therapy. Then differentiate the different types of thrombolytic drugs, and what are their indications, side effects, contraindications. And then we comes to the drugs that inhibits plasminogens, that is antifibrinolytics categories of drugs. Then summarize our class with fibrinolytics drugs. Some of these drugs is effective for this treatment of acute respiratory distress symptoms in severe case of COVID-19. Okay, what are the main guidelines for the fibrinolytic therapy? This fibrinolytic drug should be administered as early as possible. If your late administration says no beneficiary effects, so this drug should be administered early as possible. Usually, these recombinant tissue plasminogen activators categories of drugs are preferred if comparing to other fibrinolytics. Theoretically, intra-arterial route is considered as the best, but there is difficulty in administrations and this route is hazardous, so intravenous route is preferred. Retiplase, tentaplase, these drugs, tissue plasminogen activator categories of drugs, usually administered as single dose, can be given as bolus injection. Other fibrinolytics are used as IV infusion because of their shorter half-life. Okay, as this thrombolytic or fibrinolytic drugs. That means these categories of drugs are mainly used to lyse the already formed blood clot in certain clinical settings, like this helpful in case of acute ischemic stroke, acute myocardial infarctions, deep venous thrombosis, pulmonary embolism, peripheral artery occlusion. So these are the main indications of these fibrinolytics or thrombolytics categories of drugs. These categories of drugs are helpful to lyse the already formed blood clots. Okay. As the thrombolytic therapy, the main goal is the thrombolytic therapy is the rapid restoration of blood flow in an occluded vessels by accelerating proteolysis of thrombus. This thrombolytic therapy is one part of an overall antithrombotic plan that frequently includes anticoagulants, antiplatelets agents, and mechanical approach to rapidly restore flow and prevent reocclusion. What's the main mechanism of these fibrinolytics or thrombolytics categories of drugs? Here mainly this plasminogen activator plays an important role. If any response to stimuli, injury or stasis occurs, this tissue plasminogen activator is released from the vascular endothelium, and this binds to fibrin bound plasminogen, and this convert to plasmin, which degrades fibrin. This mechanism is usually occurs. This normally this fibrin clot is lysed by an enzyme plasmin, which is generated from plasminogen by tissue plasminogen activator, which is produced by vascular endothelium. So this plasminogen circulates in plasma in free form, as well as this remains bound to fibrin. This tissue plasminogen activator, this activate fibrin bound plasminogen within the thrombus, and any plasmin that leak is inactivated by the circulating antiplasmins. So this fibrin bound plasmin is not activated by antiplasmin because this common binding sites for this both fibrin and antiplasmin. So when this excessive amount of plasminogen are activated by the administration of fibrinolytic drugs, this alpha 2 antiplasmin is exerted, and this results the active plasma persist in plasma. So this the main mechanism is the conversion of plasminogen to plasmin when this plasminogen activation occurs. So this plasmin is the capability of breaking down the fibrin, and this results the fibrin degradation product, and this results the dissolution of clot. These fibrinolytics, then the main categories are non-fibrin specific and fibrin specific. That is, non-fibrin specifics are streptokinase, anistriptylase, urokinase. Fibrin specifics are tissue plasminogen activators like altiplase, retiplase, tenitaplase. So this, when this administrated this tissue plasminogen categories of drugs, what happens? This activates the conversion of plasminogen to plasmin, and this degrades the fibrin products, and this results the dissolution of clot. This tissue plasminogen activators, this mainly obtained from recombinant tissue plasminogen activators prepared by recombinant DNA technology. This category drugs mainly includes altiplase, retiplase and tenitaplase. Main mechanism is this shows the direct action, that is this activates the fibrin bound plasminogen. So these are enhanced by the presence of fibrin, and this binds to fibrin in thrombus. So this converts the entrapped plasminogen to plasmin, and this results the dissolution of clot. What are the main advantages of tissue plasminogen activators are? These categories of drugs are fibrin specific drugs, that is clot specific, and limited systemic fibrosis, reduce risk of bleeding comparing to other antiplatelet drugs, and is not antigenic. This mainly obtained from this DNA technology, recombinant DNA technology. The main advantages of this technology is products are obtained in pure form, is non-antigenic. So these categories of drugs can be used in patients with anti-streptococcal antibodies. Plasminogen activators are, we can categorize of first generation, second generation. There is a first generation includes streptokinase, urokinase. Second generation anistriptylase, altiplase, retiplase and tentaplase. So we are studying these two generation. Third generations are now currently on clinical trials. All these categories of drugs are administered as IV injection, and hemorrhage is the major complications of these drugs. And what are the therapeutic uses of fibrinolytics? This mainly used in case of acute myocardial infarction, acute thrombotic stroke, peripheral arterial occlusion, pulmonary embolism, deep venous thrombosis. Main precautions are these should be given as soon as possible. Fibrinolytics are given intravenously, and bleeding can occur, that is systemic fibrinolysis. Main contraindications in case of pregnancy, cardiovascular disease, uncontrolled hypertension and peptic ulcer. Okay, streptokinase, a first generation fibrinolytics. This mainly obtained from the beta hemolytic streptococci. This drug is mainly administered parenterally. This shows the short plasma half-life. In mechanism of action of this drug, when this drug is administered, this combine with plasminogen, and this activate the complex, and this help the conversion of plasminogen to plasmin, and this plasmin has the capability to degrade this fibrin, and this soluble degradation products, this causes the dissolution of clot. Main indications of streptokinase in acute myocardial infarction, pulmonary embolism, deep vein thrombosis, arterial thrombosis, acute thrombosis of central retinal vessels, and extensive coronary embolism. This drug is mainly administered causes various types of hypersensitivity reactions like this fatal anaphylactic shock. For this reason, it should not be used repeatedly if the same time. If we need for this repeated administrations, we should keep the gap between 6 months or 1 year, because this repeated administrations causes the production of streptococcal antibodies. So the gap should be maintained between 6 months or 1 year, or we can select the tissue plasminogen activator categories of antiplatelets. Okay. What are the precautions that's not used in patients with recent streptococcal infections or pharyngitis? Previous administration of the drug, these patients may develop fever, allergic reactions, and resistance upon treatment with streptokinase because of the production of anti-streptococcal antibodies. Adverse reactions like this fever, allergic reactions, bleeding, renal anaphylaxis, arrhythmias, bronchospasm. Urokinase, this drug is mainly obtained from the cultures of human renal cells in tissue cultures and is a proteolytic enzyme. This drug is usually activates plasminogen directly, and plasmin acts on fibrin and the fibrinosis occurs. This drug is also non-antigenic but is more expensive comparing to streptokinase. This shows the approximate plasma half-life 15 to 20 minutes. This drug is mainly preferred in myocardial infarction for venous thrombosis and pulmonary embolism. Fever occurs during treatment and hypotension and allergic reactions are seen rarely. These are the main notable adverse effects. That is, adverse effects are drug, fever and hemorrhage. What are the advantages of urokinase if comparing to streptokinase is non-antigenic? So there is rare chance of allergic reactions and is useful in patients who have earlier received streptokinase as it is not destroyed by the anti-streptococcal antibodies. Main disadvantages are it is not fibrin selective. Currently this use of urokinase has declined. Next we come to the second generation fibrinolytis alteplase, dutaplase, tenetaplase, retiplase, anistreptylase. So these are recombinant tissue plasminogen activator. All are obtained from recombinant DNA technology. This main role is activate the fibrin bound plasminogen without affecting circulating plasminogen. So bleeding tendency is less comparing to other antifibrinolytics. They are also dissolving the aging or lysis resistant thrombi. Main advantages of this category drugs are non-antigenic, not destroyed by antibodies and so can be repeatedly administered when required. All tissue plasminogen activator categories drugs have similar efficacy and toxicity, only difference in the duration of action and mode of action. All are administered as IV infusion or bolus dose. Alteplase is a recombinant tissue plasminogen activator. It specifically activated plasminogen bound to fibrin clot. This usually minimizes the risk of systemic bleeding. It is also non-antigenic drug. This shows the plasma T-half of 4 to 8 minutes. This drug mainly undergoes rapid hepatic clearance and inactivated by plasminogen activator inhibitor 1. IV infusion and simultaneous heparin administrations may be required. This drug mainly used in lysis of suspected occlusion coronary artery thrombi associated with evolving MI in adults. Adverse effects are nausea, fever, mild hypertension, rashes, pruritus and localized bleeding. Retiplase, these are the less selective for fibrin-bound plasminogen. This drug shows the faster reperfusion, bleeding tendency is negligible and is non-antigenic and is a longer half-life. This adverse reactions is mildly nausea, hypertension and fever may occur. Tenetaplase is a longer acting drug, it binds to fibrin, is better comparing to alteplase. Its longer acting is administered as single IV bolus injection. This alteplase, dutaplase, retinaplase, all these tissue plasminogen activators produced by recombinant DNA technology. Retiplase is modified human tissue plasminogen, is obtained by genetic engineering. All these categories of drugs shows the faster reperfusion, negligible bleeding tendency. If we comparing these three drugs, alteplase, retiplase, tenetaplase, all these obtained from recombinant DNA technology, and this alteplase and shows the shorter half-life, retiplase longer comparing to alteplase. Tenetaplase, this shows the long half-life more than 30 minutes. And these drugs, tenetaplase is more fibrin specific comparing to others, and all these administered as IV bolus injections. And this altiplase and retiplase is mainly used in case of pulmonary embolism. Tenecteplase is only approved for use in acute myocardial infarction. This novel plasminogen activators lenitoplase, this plasma half-life is about 10 times comparing to altiplase. This mainly used in treatment of acute MI. It can be administered as single bolus administrations, and some patients is noted adverse reactions like intracranial hemorrhage. So more investigation is necessary for their safety profile. These are some common adverse reactions of fibrinolytics: bleeding, hypersensitivity, and fever. Contraindications in case of bleeding, brain tumor, hemorrhagic stroke, recent surgery, severe hypertension. Drug interaction: this may increase the risk of bleeding, is associated with anticoagulants and antiplatelets. Main contraindication: this absolute contraindications in case of recent head trauma, previous hemorrhagic shock, stroke, acute internal bleeding, major surgery within 2 weeks. Relative contraindications include active peptic ulcer, diabetic retinopathy, pregnancy, uncontrolled hypertension. Next we come to the antifibrinolytics. These categories of drugs mainly blocks the conversion of plasminogen to plasmin. That means it inhibit the fibrinolytic activity. In mechanism, this causing the inhibition of plasminogen activation and dissolution of clot, and this shows the antifibrinolytic action. This epsilon aminocapric acid and tranexamic acid as the most commonly used antifibrinolytic drugs. Usually these fibrinolytic drugs, this mainly activates the conversion of plasminogen to plasmin, then it's produce the fibrin degradation products, and this is the dissolution of clot. But this antifibrinolytic drug, this blocking the plasminogen activation, so this inhibit the dissolution of clot. These are some therapeutic uses in case of prevent or control excessive bleeding in overdose of fibrinolytics after cardiopulmonary bypass surgery after tooth extraction, and prosthetic surgery in hemophilus, menorrhea, ocular trauma, bleeding, peptic ulcer. Epsilon aminocapric acid, this drug is mainly the analog of amino acid lysine, is a specific antidote for fibrinolytic drugs. This used in many hyperplasmic status associated with excessive intravascular fibrinosis, this resulting bleeding. When this administered, this combined with this plasminogen, and this inhibiting the conversion of this plasminogen to fibrin. So this inhibits the dissolution of clot. Therapeutic uses, this mainly in case of overdose of streptokinase, urokinase, altiplase to prevent recurrence of subarachnoid and GI hemorrhage, and is also useful in case of traumatic surgical bleeding that is associated with prostatectomy, tooth extractions, and in case of menorrhagia. Adverse effects are intravascular thrombosis. On rapid IV administration, this shows the hypertension and bradycardia, arrhythmias, and this drug should be used cautiously when renal function is impaired. Myopathy occurs rarely. Tranexamic acid is another most commonly used antifibrinolytic agent. This also blocking the tissue plasminogen activator and conversion of plasminogen to plasmin. So this inhibit the dissolution of clot. Tranexamic acid is more potent and is used for the prevention of excessive bleeding in overdose of fibrinolytics after cardiopulmonary bypass surgery, tooth extraction in hemophilus, menorrhagia, recurrent epistaxia, ocular trauma, bleeding, peptic ulcer. Main adverse reactions: nausea, diarrhea, headache, giddiness. IV administration shows the thrombophlebitis. This epsilon aminocapric acid, EACA, and tranexamic acid, this drug should be avoided in subarachnoid hemorrhage. Both may cause cerebral vasospasm and ischemic stroke. Aprotinin is a polypeptide isolated from bovine tissues with polyvalent serine protease inhibitory activity. This drug is usually administered IV. and this administered only in selected situation. This shows the T half of 2 hours, and this mainly administered at the beginning of cardiopulmonary bypass surgery. This helped to reduce the blood loss. Traumatic hemorrhagic endotoxic shock, this has used as an adjunctive, and this also used in acute pancreatitis prosthetic surgery, carcinoid symptomatic relief. Adverse reactions are renal toxicity, ischemic events like MI, stroke, increased mortality, and anaphylactic reactions due to serious adverse reactions like MI, stroke, increased mortality, anaphylactic reactions. Is apratonin. This drug is withdrawn in many countries. So this antifibrinolytic categories of drugs works like an antidote for fibrinolytic drugs. Similar to protamine, is act as the antidote for anticoagulant heparin. Vitamin K, this act as the antidote of oral anticoagulant warfarin. Desmopressin, this antifibrinolytic drugs mainly increase the plasma concentration of factor 7 and von Willebrand factors. This mainly used in case of von Willebrand disease and hemophilic A. These are the main contraindications of antifibrinolytic drugs. This hematuria, the risk of uterine obstructions, clot, colic, intravascular coagulation. Okay, and this tissue plasminogen, we saw this the different advantages of tissue plasminogen activator categories of drugs like this altiplase, tentaplase. So these drugs are successful usage of low dosage of tissue plasminogen activators in COVID-19 ARDS. So this thrombolytic therapy is effective and safe option in carefully selected critically ill patients of COVID-19 ARDS, and is also help to prevent the mortality. Some of this inhalation therapy is also tried with fibrinolytic substance. This might be safe and promising treatment. Okay, thank you.